And what is going on here, good people? We're back here working on a weekend like usual. And of course, we're always working on a weekday. It is ISG, the intersection of sports and gaming, ISG football, and we're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. We're the only show, folks, buying real sports and gaming at the exact same time. We're talking the latest in the world of the National Football League. Week number 3 of the preseason is here. We also have a couple games that are playing EA Sports Madden NFL 27 for cash and prizes as we come to on the platforms of FTF Sports, Next Level Sports, NESN, Unbeaten Sports Channel, and ESTV. ISG, the intersection of sports and gaming, ISG football, and we're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. All right, we come inside here, folks. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports, ISG football, ISG college football, and of course, at the end of the week, it is always ISG basketball. Good to be back here as we talk the latest in the world of the NFL. Man, preseason has come, and it's almost gone. Just one more week here, week number 3 in the exhibition season. Probably won't see a lot of starters this week as we get the last games here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I believe a couple games on Sunday as well. So week number 3 in the preseason. A lot going on in NFL, man. You got week number 3 of the preseason. Deshaun Watson traded from the Patriots to the Texans for a 7th-round pick on another safety there. How about Jamar Chase? Injury scare with that knee injury. Looks like he's going to avoid that and was able to walk off under his own power. And that was Tuesday afternoon during Bengals practice. So a lot to look forward to as we talk the latest in the world of the NFL, week number 3 of the preseason. But shout out to the good people here. You can hear some of the music behind me. Dulcet tones from some of these crooners, or are they wannabe crooners? Here we got karaoke night here at Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. Folks, they are the ones that invented deep dish pizza back in 1943, drawing their identity and their inspiration from the origins there in the Chicago. And as you can see, man, a packed house here this afternoon and tonight. Look at my guy, John. He's the karaoke guy, man. Got everything set up for everybody. A lot of people having a great time here, singing along, and that's a pretty good folks here at Uno Pizza and Grill. And shout out to the owner. There he is, right there to the left in the black shirt, Paul Rankin, the owner of Uno Pizza and Grill. 100 locations in some 20 states. And folks, they serve more than just pizza. They got pasta, steak, seafood, burgers, and more. Craft beers, great cocktails, and also vegetarian dishes for you health nuts out there. Check them out online, unos.com. Once again, Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. Invented deep dish in 1943. 100 locations in some 20 states. All right, let me go ahead and bring in the co-host for the day. There is to the left-hand side of me, former NFL player. Also played in college at Iowa. He's a former tight end. Played with a bunch of teams in the NFL, Packers, Panthers, you name it, Colts, a bunch of teams, Broncos, Cardinals. I'm sure I left the team out there. But there is Dominique Dafney down there in Cashville, my hometown of Nashville. What's up to you, Dom?
Just chilling down in Nashville, hanging out. I'm just glad that football's almost here. I'm sick of hearing about soccer, baseball. I don't care. I want to watch football, so I'm excited.
I'm in love with football, man, like I'm in love with the cocoa, man. I watch preseason, dude. That's how much I miss the NFL, man. So it's good to be back here. To the right of me, Peace Up, A Down. She is in the A-Town, Andrea Richmond, sports reporter, and she's in ATL. And what's going on, ATL? Shouty? ATL Shouty?
Everything's good in ATL. Dom, I'm surprised in Cashville. Honestly, there is a mutiny going on. R.I.P. to Dolly Parton.
Yes.
The 80s. I'm surprised you're even online right now, Dom, because I know that there's tributes all over where you at,
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, he literally worked 9 to 5 today. So shout out to Dom, Dafney, and definitely shout out to Dolly Parton. Great country music star, multiple Grammys, also, multiple different awards, and she acted as well. Songwriting, lots of stuff out there, man. Just a very talented individual. Dollywood down in Tennessee as well. Passing away at 80 years of age in Nashville on Tuesday. All right, guys, you ready to get this thing started? Talk the latest in the world of the National Football League?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's take a look. Here is the rundown, guys. We're brought to you by and powered by our good friends right here at Uno Pizza. We're located in Clifton, New Jersey. The Browns named Deshaun Watson the starting QB. How about Baker Mayfield? Shake and bake. Buccaneers, he says, are going to shock people. There are reports, though, on the serious note, the 49ers owner arrested on the suspicion of engaging in prostitution that was in his hometown or outside of his hometown of Youngstown, Ohio, I guess they call it East Palestine, Ohio. NFL finding the Cowboys and the Saints $500,000 for that camp. Bro, we showed the video. It's crazy there. You saw a body slam. You saw a helmet flying. Cowboys on lineman goes viral. He's a Native American from the Navajo Nation. Great speech. We're going to play it for you. Really awesome job by that young man. And the Ravens coach, Jesse Minter, speaking of speeches, wrapped with his team. Good video will show you that. Got a couple of games you're playing for cash and prizes. EA Sports Madden NFL 27. The biggest matchup in the week 3 of the preseason, a battle of LA Rams at Chargers. AJ the Beast playing with the Rams, and our champion, our king of the hill, Huskers playing with the Chargers. Quick profiles of these two young men. We'll start with the challenger first. There's AJ the Beast. Hoorah! Alan Lowry, Riverside, California, 45 years of age. Like I said, hoorah, United States Marine Corps veteran. Thank you for your service there, Alan Lowry. Multiple ISG Madden playoff appearances. How about our king of the hill, our champion, Robert Neely from Omaha, 27 years of age, civil engineer, working on the tallest structure there in the Omaha area. 6-time ISG Madden champion. All right, guys, let's go ahead and lock it up. Let's play it right here. Rams and Chargers right here on FTL Sports, Next Level Sports, Destination of Sports Channel, and ESTV. That pregame show brought to our good friends at Golf Zone Social. 3 locations. Where Brooklyn at? You got Brooklyn, West Nile, and Scarsdale. It's a sports bar and an indoor golf lounge with some 16 bays, guys. 1 huge VIP suite and 15 other bays as well. Got those simulators and those suites. It is where golf literally meets social. The best indoor golf experience that you find. Indoor golf games meeting unparalleled social engagement. Folks, you can play video games on those suites and those simulators there. You can play some 240 courses. It is a true experience, and it's more than just an indoor golf lounge. It's a bar, a sports bar, a lounge, and a restaurant all in one. Check them out online, golfzonesocial.com. All right, we're here inside of Uno Pizza. We're located in Clifton, New Jersey. They're the guys that invented deep dish pizza back in 1943. 100 locations in some 20 states. Unlimited and Cedar Sports. ISG Football, the intersection of sports game. The only show combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Took a legend of the world, the NFL. Week 3 of the NFL exhibition season of preseason. Got my guy, Dafney, to the right of me, former NFL tight end. Also played the University of Iowa, Indiana State as well. Played with a bunch of teams, about a half dozen of them. Packers, Colts, to name a few, and Panthers. Andrea, Richmond, top right hand on the screen. She's a sports reporter in Atlanta. Middle of the screen, we got a couple of games here playing for cash and prizes. Middle of the screen on the right-hand side, that is Huskers. He's playing with the LA Chargers, and he is on offense. They're the Baby Blues there. The Bolts, go Chargers, go. AJ the Beast, bottom of the screen, playing with the Rams. They're in white, and they're on defense. All right, guys, let's get to the NFL topics here. Biggest story in the NFL, of course, the Cleveland Browns naming a starter on Monday afternoon, and that was Deshaun Watson. So the Browns have named Deshaun Watson starting QB for the 2026 season, at least for now, although we'll talk about the head coach and his thoughts on that coming up as well. Todd Monken. We remember Deshaun Watson. Also, Shedeur Sanders battling out since the spring and into the summer months. And it seemed like Deshaun Watson had a lead going into preseason. Deshaun started preseason game number 1. Played, I thought, pretty well. A little bit better than Deshaun, who didn't play as well in game 1. Game number 2, the roles were flipped. Deshaun did not play well. And Shedeur, 9 of 11, got the touchdown. The only one of the game for those guys on that drive for him. So he looked pretty good there. Let's listen to Deshaun Watson after the preseason game over the weekend last Saturday. Not happy, blame the fans. Here is QB1 for the Browns after the preseason game number 2, telling us really how he feels about the fans in Cleveland. Take a listen.
Man, I didn't have no reaction. I think the biggest thing is I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows. It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. And yeah, just move on.
All right, so that was Deshaun. He was not excited, was not happy about the fans and being booed off the field there. Pretty rough performance there. Completed only 5 passes, less than 40 yards, and also had an interception there, so he was not happy about that. But a lot of people thought, hey, they've got to go with Shedeur now, right? Started 7 games last year, 3-4. You would think with Deshaun calling out the Cleveland Browns fans that Todd Monken would have made the call to go with the second-year QB. He did not. He named Deshaun Watson the starting QB. So now let's listen to Deshaun, a mere couple, if you will, apologizing to the fans, said, I'm sorry. And he understood that didn't make the right choice and didn't have the right words or the right tone after the loss to the Bills on Saturday. Here's Deshaun on Monday apologizing to the Cleveland Brown fans and the dog pound. Take a listen.
I thought I was going to get, a little different response. But, I think, my emotions got the best of me. And, my comments wasn't intending to go at any of the fans around in the city, because there's been a lot of great fans that have been supporting me. And I know the frustration this organization have put, a lot of investment in coming, to get me back in 22. And things haven't been going the right direction that we thought it was. A lot of injuries, a lot of time off, and not putting the best football and my foot forward. So, again, just, I understand the frustration. I understand everything that kind of goes into that. And moving forward, I just want to focus on football.
So that was Deshaun Watson. Monday, after being named the starter, of course, he apologized for the comments that he made after that second preseason game against the Bills, where he went 5 of 12, 36 yards, and 1 interception, was booed off the field. He said it was personal, and basically it was not really about performance. Well, that's not accurate there, Deshaun, and he understood. I mean, it was bad optics. I mean, he's twisting his diamond earrings that are probably worth thousands of dollars, and he's complaining about the fans there. Watson, first game back in Cleveland since October 2024, so it was the first time the Browns fans had got a chance to see him once again. Didn't complete less than 50% of his passes, half the pick. Todd Monken says, though, Deshaun had the lead over Shedeur since the spring, but Shedeur did sort of make it into a competition there late, but Deshaun's going to get the start, and he said, Todd Monken said, this is not a week-to-week thing. Dom, Dafney, I want to get your thoughts here. Did they make the right decision? I always said all since the spring, since you've been on, it was going to be Deshaun. First 2 games on the road at Jags and at Browns, 3 of the first 5 games on the road, so maybe that helps Deshaun. Remember, he said, maybe I got to play all 17 games on the road, it seems like. Your thoughts here on the Browns going with Deshaun Watson?
I mean, did they make the right decision? I don't think so, but I think they made the obvious decision. And because we all know the NFL is a business at the end of the day, and he's in that last year of that $230 million contract, there's no way you're going to let a guy who makes that much money sit the bench, regardless of who's behind him. So, I mean, I think this is the obvious decision for them. Now, I think this puts Shedeur in kind of a lose-lose, kind of a double-edged sword situation, because if Deshaun Watson does well and, he doesn't get to play, then there's no development for Shedeur. If Shedeur finally does end up getting to play, that means Deshaun Watson's not doing well, and that means what type of team is he essentially taking the reins of, which is probably a bad team. So as a guy who's going into year 2 and you have to essentially take the reins, take the wheel of a bad team, how does that help your development either way? So I understand why they did it, because we all know it's about that money when it comes to the NFL. But as far as like the future of the Browns, I think this is kind of a scrap season. They're trying to figure out what they got so then they can figure out in the future, where this team is going. But it just seems like they made the obvious choice that was based on money in the end of the day.
Man, they've been scrapping seasons since 1999 when it came back to Cleveland,
right?
Brother. What is it, Bordy, like 43, 44, 45 QBs that have started for them in the last, 25 years or so. Andrea, your thoughts here? I was really hooked on the words by Todd Monken. This is not a week-to-week thing. That tells me, all right, Deshaun, you're going to be the starter. Remember I said he's going to get at least the first quarter of the season, at least the first 4 or 5 games there before you even think about Deshaun. Look, if they're 0-5, 1-4, 1-5 to start the season, all right, Shedeur, you'll start 11, 12, 13 games. How about that?
This isn't a football decision. It's very obvious it's not, because there was one single Cleveland Browns practice where Deshaun Watson, on 7-on-7 drills, by the way, threw 7 interceptions. He's not been having a good camp, and honestly, he has not been having a very good on-the-field preseason either, especially when you're considering the fact that Shedeur struggled against number 2. With the number 2 unit, sure, had an interception, but at least had multiple completions outside of that, only had a couple drops. I believe Deshaun Watson had a 17.9 passer rating, which is ridiculous, paltry. It's slightly above just throwing the ball in the dirt every single possession.
I was about to say, you can spike the ball.
Yes, you can spike the ball and at least get 20-something, let alone 17. It's ridiculous. So this obviously has nothing to do with playing ability. Shedeur, for whatever way you feel about him, what he was coming out of Colorado, what he is now, is still simply better than Deshaun Watson. I don't even buy the sunk cost fallacy, because sometimes you just mess up. In fact, Jimmy Haslam said himself, the idea to go after Deshaun Watson, spend as many picks as they have, and also give him a fully guaranteed contract was already swing and a miss last year. at what point are you basically waving a white flag and also disaffecting the locker room by putting out the clearly bad and not playing well quarterback? This doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like Deshaun Watson will eventually show us what we've seen before, and it hasn't been very good in a Cleveland Browns uniform at all. I do not believe that the Texans, Deshaun Watson still exists somewhere deep inside, and I feel like Shador is, I understand your concerns, Dom, but I think that Shador is actually in a great spot because really it can't get any worse than this in Cleveland right now. Shout out, we're about to bring back our college series. Our college football 2026 is right around the corner. The stadium noise is ridiculous right now. There are no routes on the field. Everything is just white, and he just has to throw it into the ocean and hopes that the receiver actually gets it. Nobody likes him, whether it be at home, whether it be away. People don't like him. He has to perform at this point at a god level in order to make sure that he can sustain a whole year as a Cleveland Browns quarterback because the media doesn't like him. I bet only his teammates like him, and even that, I don't know, man. It's real rough out there.
And it's been rough. I mean, there was some video recently of, him, getting on like a private jet with his girl. I mean, it's like, it's like the Sean, man, you're in Cleveland. These people are hurting. They haven't won anything, man, since the freaking 40s and 50s. They're a very passionate fan base. They haven't, they haven't seen anything in their lifetimes that resembles winning football. So they're hungry, man, and they want a winner. So, yeah, if you're going to complain about the fans, that's a tough one. I get where he's coming from. No one wants to be booed, and it hurt his feelings. But hey, man, you got $230 million to lay your head on at night, man, to not say anything and just
I feel like
take the incoming on that one.
The lead when it comes to that, because he also says, I regret nothing that I've ever done ever in my life.
Wow.
Which is a way more egregious thing to say on the podium after being accused 27 times. Like, that was the worst press conference of all time. Ugh.
Yeah, we'll see, man. But I'm rooting for him. I want to see him do well because I just want to see the Browns fans get to see something exciting. But I'll tell you what, they get to that first home game in game number 3, man, and then maybe that second one, they got to turn to Shador. Like I said, if they're 1-4, 1-5, 0-4, 0-5, it's going to be Shador's team. But I think it does set up for the Browns because, look, if they start out well, then okay. They get their money's worth out of, Deshaun. They got one decent season out of him, and maybe they win 7, 8, 9 games, and it's okay. Or maybe just, the wheels come off and we get to see the Shador for, 13, 14, 12, 13, 14 games. So only time will tell. All right, we'll keep an eye on this Madden game as well. Got a big lead here by our King of the Hill Huskers playing with the Chargers. They're the Baby Blues. He's up 21-0 over our challenger. AJ Levy's playing with the Rams. That first quarter brought to you by good friends at El Aguila Dorado Restaurant. Authentic Mexican restaurant, open 7 days a week. Great food, great atmosphere. Great affordable drinks. Libations, folks, are definitely flowing. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. Mariachi shows every other Tuesday. You've seen the show. Great costumes and the sombreros there are awesome as well. DJs on the weekends, late nights as well, and Latin nights on the weekends as well. They also have a beautiful patio. The weather's still kind of great here in New York City, man. We've been in the mid-80s, man. It's been great the entire week there. Check them out online. The Golden Eagle is landing right there in Bayonne, New Jersey. Bayonne Little League does go down. That's the second loss. Looks like I think they're out of the Little League World Series. Started out hot, and now they're not. But we'll keep an eye on that as well. Check them out online. AguilaDoradoRestaurant.com or ISG Football. We're back after a quick timeout. Welcome back here to ISG Football. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports, the intersection of sports game, the only show combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Talking latest in the world, the NFL, week number 3 of the preseason. Got my guys with me, Dom Dafney, former NFL tight end, also top right hand on the screen. That is Andrea Richmond. She's a sports reporter in Atlanta. Got a couple gamers here playing for cash and prizes. The only show, as I said, that combines real sports talk and debate and gaming at the exact same time. Biggest matchup in week 3 of the preseason. We chose the Battle of LA. Rams at Chargers, bottom left-hand corner of the screen. That is Huskers playing with those Chargers. They're in the baby blue jerseys. He's our King of the Hill. He's up 21-0 over the challenger, AJ the Beast, a former Marine there playing with the Rams. They're in the white jerseys down 21-0. All right, guys, back to the NFL topics. How about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man? Baker Mayfield says the Bucs are going to shock people. Yeah, he says these Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to surprise a lot of people. Newsflash, shake and bake. You guys are favored to win the NFC South. I don't know how many people you guys are going to shock, but I kind of know what he's saying and where he's getting at here. So let's go ahead and listen to Baker Mayfield and the Bucs, who did not make the playoffs last year. A couple years ago, had some nice wins. Remember, they beat Philly, got to the second round, lost to Detroit, things of that nature 2 or 3 years ago. Here's Baker Mayfield, still in a contract dispute, going to play this year, talking about how they're going to surprise people and, taking a little personal with the media. Here's Baker Mayfield. Take a listen.
I think we're going to shock a lot of people this year, and so I'm excited to just get on the road and do that.
Anything else?
You're going to surprise people when you say you're going to shock people?
Yeah, I mean, listen, embellish it. There's no embellishing. I think you can't avoid it. There's the TVs everywhere. I think everybody's. Yeah. Hell yeah, I am. Everybody's picking us probably to have a losing record, so we'll see.
You got to appreciate the little walk-off there as well from Baker Mayfield. I love it, man. I love the attitude. He takes everything personal, wears his feelings on his sleeves. So I can definitely appreciate where he's coming from. Once again, he says the Buccaneers are going to shock people. 8-9 last year, missed the playoffs. I think they were still tied for the league in the NFC South there. But we're, once again, at the end of the season, lost to the Falcons and lost to the Panthers when they could have sewn that thing up and been back into the playoffs. They open up at the Bengals. So that's going to be a tough chore there. That's what he was really talking about. Like, this is an opportunity to go out there and prove people wrong. He says it's just the Bucs against everybody else in that city. Doesn't have a new contract. He's going to cut that off. He's not going to talk about it anymore. They didn't get it done before training camp was over. So he's focused on playing this year. Andrea, your thoughts here. Will the Bucs shock people?
Maybe. I really think that this depends on 2 different things, right? That I'm not exactly selling.
You're paid to give a decision.
I'm not
an opinion.
totally buying what Baker's selling because of the fact that the Bucs lost a really big piece of Mike Evans. Mike Evans is somebody where Baker has a reliable guy. You know that Baker is still a good quarterback, but he's not a top echelon quarterback, right? He's not going to bail you out of situations himself. So it really helps to have someone like Mike Evans who can go ahead and labor some of that load and can be a go-to offensive option. If Mecca Buka really steps up and Chris Godwin is healthy, then maybe I'm buying what the Bucs are selling, because I told you guys, even with his T-Rex arms, my guy in the defensive line was still going to wreak havoc. Why am I forgetting his name right now?
Vita Vea.
No, not Vita Vea.
Oh, Bain Jr. Bain Jr.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bain. Yes, my guy Ruben Bain was still going to do things even with his T-Rex arms, and very obviously he's still wrecking on camp. He didn't even play during the preseason. He was that good, or didn't play a lot that preseason. So I feel like Ruben Bain, I feel like that defense, you still have Vita Vea, you still have Todd Bowles. You're going to be great. If Baker can step up in big moments, especially considering they don't even have a great running back option too, then they can be dangerous. But I don't know. There's a little bit more competition when it comes to the Falcons. I think even the Saints are going to be decent. So
that's the team everybody thinks is going to surprise some people. Saints, yeah. We getting shucked tonight. Tyler Shuck, our guy. Dom Dafney, will they shock people? Who's going to win the NFC South?
Do I think they'll shock people? No, because like you said, they're supposed to win the NFC South. You got one of the better quarterbacks in the league. You have one of the great defensive coaches in Todd Bowles. I mean, you're supposed to win an NFC South. So, no, I don't think they'll shock anybody at all. I think what this is we all know Baker Mayfield is, like you said, wears his heart on his sleeve. He's extremely competitive. He'll talk ish to a wall. Like, he doesn't care. So, I mean, I think a lot of this has to do with, there's still a little bit of hurt feelings that they didn't get the contract done. He saw the number. He didn't think that number was significant enough. And he sees himself as a franchise quarterback, and he thought that's what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers saw him as well. So I think a lot of this is that chip on his shoulder from not getting the deal he thought he was going to do. So now, y'all didn't want to pay me. Now the rest of the league is going to have to hear me. So I think that's where a lot of this is coming from. I think they should win the NFC South. I think it'll be shocking if they don't, in my opinion. I think they're one of the better teams. They're one of the more well-rounded teams. You got the guys that have been there. You got Emeka Egbuka, I like saying his name. Yes. Like him coming up in year 2. I think there's a lot of players that will be able to, if they could stay healthy now, that'll be great for them in this year. So I think the only shock will be if they don't find themselves in the playoff picture somehow.
Yeah. Well, they better be in the playoff picture. Like I said, missed it last year, 8-9. No contract dispute that he has to worry about into the season. He cut off the negotiations, and we remember we ran that a few weeks ago, actually a couple of weeks ago, here on ISG Football. Buccaneers, you better win the NFC South. I know the Saints are coming. They haven't arrived. The Falcons, which left-handed quarterback you want, they can throw the ball into the dirt. It really doesn't matter. And then you look at the Carolina Panthers. They caught lightning in a bottle. Can you not hold off those three teams? Yeah, no, they're a decent team. But like, come on, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
You have the best offense, best defense. You've actually won some games, won a Super Bowl. I know those with Brady, 4 or 5 years ago. This is the time. You got to get back into the playoffs, which they were 2 short years ago. Baker Mayfield saying the Bucs are going to shock people this year. What he's trying to say is not about winning the NFC South, about how far they can go. Like mentioning us in the upper echelon of the NFC. When you mention the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Eagles, now you got to slide in the Bucs. Maybe the fourth best team, or the Packers or somebody, or the Bears. They think they're like, second, third, or fourth best team in the NFC. They get a chance to prove it this year, so we'll see about Tampa Bay. Keep an eye on this Madden game, 28-0 here. Our King of the Hill Huskers playing with the Chargers. They're in the baby blue jerseys. AJ the Beast playing with the Rams. He's got the ball. He's got to do something with this possession. They're in the white jerseys. That second quarter brought to you by good friends at Tottenville Bagels. 3 locations, one in Staten Island, one also in Bayonne, New Jersey, and one in Avondale. A bagel born from tradition, hand-rolled bagels. Each one is crafted using time-honored techniques and, of course, special ingredients. They're popular bagel stores in Staten Island, kids like to call it Shaolin, and also all over the Garden State. Not only are they known for their fresh hand-rolled bagels, but they also have a wide variety of breakfast and lunch sandwiches as well. They got burgers, chopped cheese, cheesesteaks, deli sandwiches, pancakes, waffles, and French toast. Had French toast today, man. It was so good. I don't know what the ingredients they put in there, some cinnamon, some vanilla extract. It's really good, I'll tell you that. All the bagels you want. I like the cinnamon raisin, love the blueberry, and love the French toast bagel as well. Check them out online, TottenvilleBagels.com. 3 locations, Staten Island, Bayonne, New Jersey, and Avondale, New Jersey. More ISG Football. We're back after a quick timeout. Welcome back here to ISG Football. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey, the only show combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Talking the latest in the world, the NFL. Also, got a couple of gamers who are playing EA Sports Madden NFL 27 for cash and prizes. Bottom of the 10-corner screen, that is Huskers playing with the Chargers. The biggest matchup, week 3 of the preseason. Chargers hosting the Rams. Huskers playing with the Chargers. Our King of the Hill is our champion. They're in the baby blue jerseys. AJ the Beast playing with the Rams. They're in the white jerseys. Got a tough road to hoe here. Down 28-0 here in the third quarter. Got my guys who will roll. We're talking the latest in the world of the NFL. Dominique, Dafney, former NFL tight end, played with a bunch of teams: Packers, Colts, Panthers, to name a few. Andrea, Richmond, she's a sports reporter in Atlanta. Speaking of Dafney, shout out to Daddy Dafney watching us here on Next Level Sports. So we really appreciate you, kind sir. How you doing there, Mr. Dafney? Thanks for your son for having him on the show. All right, guys, let's get back to the topics here. Serious topic here, man. Woo. 49ers owner Jed York, what in the hell is going on here? When I saw the headline, I was like, this can't be true. This is AI, right? No, it's definitely true. The 49ers owner reportedly arrested on suspicion of engaging in prostitution. He was arrested this past Sunday in East Palestine, Ohio. That was the mugshot there. That's right outside of Youngstown, Ohio, where he was born. I think his parents still live there. About 15 minutes there. So he did plead, no contest to this. So he paid about $1,100 in fines to those misdemeanor charges. They were pled down to plead no contest to misdemeanor charges there. Like I said, he was arrested this past Sunday. He contacted this prostitution ring, this service here, an ad 3 times. The first 2 times they didn't answer. The 3rd time, I guess they did answer. Of course, they had this thing. He used the name Joe, and he met and got pulled over and was arrested at the Wheat Hill mobile home community. That's part of the story where it's like part of the mobile home community. They're like, hey, we're not part of this thing. Don't look at us, blah, blah, blah. But you look at the report, it's like, that's where they told him to meet because they only have 42 lots there. And they gave him a different lot, but it was definitely the Wheat Hill mobile home community. Dom, dude, bro, this is worse than Mike Vrabel. I'm sorry, this is. Am I crazy here?
Freak man. Yeah, that's you. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Come on. Well, first of all,
NFL's got to do something about this. They got to penalize him and punish him ASAP. I think the owners are meeting this week. Something's going to happen before the season starts in the next week or two. Watch. You're going to find out.
First of all, why are you in Ohio? Ain't the season about to start? Shouldn't you be, getting ready for the season? Shouldn't you be in
$60 that he was trying to basically use prostitute for?
You got much more important things to be focused on. The season is right around the corner, and you're in Ohio messing around, doing some stuff you're not supposed to. Come on, but, I hate to sound like Aaron Rodgers Jr., but why didn't we see no talks about this everywhere for 30, 45 minutes? They love to talk about a whole bunch of other stuff that don't matter, so why don't we see this? This is another thing that gets swept under the rug. So it's like, but again, it's what are we doing? What are we doing? Why? I don't even know what to say, man.
I don't know.
Go home, get back to San Francisco and focus on the season. We got football right around the corner. You out here in Ohio, of all places, Ohio.
Nasty man.
Come on, man.
In Ohio.
Get it together.
East Palestine in a mobile home park. $140, I think it's actually $160, allegedly, that they had him. And they had him for what? Using a criminal tool? I guess it's the cell phone is the criminal tool, part of the other laws up in Ohio. Andrea, what your thoughts when you saw this? And how does this compare to, a guy up in New England, Bob Kraft? And then you got, that's the whole point. If this was a player, they would throw him under the jail.
Oh, man.
That's exactly what I'm going to say. If this were a player, this would be leading news. I'd probably see this in ABC, right? I'd probably see this on Good Morning America. I'd see this a lot, talked about a lot more. Instead, it was like the secondary, tertiary, bottom of a footnote story when it comes to a lot of these sporting news outlets, which is ridiculous because you're not only engaging in prostitution for only $140, by the way. Like, geez, man, he got billions of dollars.
I guess it's technically $160 now. It's $160. Add $20 more.
He can do a lot better than $160.
I think personally he's worth like $500 million. Like, dude, you $140, $150 in Ohio?
$160 in Ohio.
That's the funniest part. East Palestine prior to this was best known for like what, an oil spill or
yes,
was like
the oil spill, with the tanker, yep.
The tanker spill that happened a couple years ago.
The train,
Yes, the train derailed and then spilled a whole bunch of oil. So that was like the thing it's most well known for, that and not being a very impoverished, like being a very economically impoverished county. So for you to go to a place where there's blight and for you to pay less than $200 for you to get your rocks off in the middle of nowhere, like, it's ridiculous, man. Yes, and that's a term, but that's what he's doing, and it's ridiculous that this is not talked about, and that if this happened to a player, we would be making fun of him on Saturday Night Live. Now we just don't talk about it. We did it, Joe. Cover it up like the NFL would.
Right. I guess part of the problem where you see, most of the people that I've talked to, former NFL players, and just in the chatter class, a lot of people are like, yo, like, you have the means to do some of this tawdry stuff at a higher level, right? First of all, you can pay for a higher level, prostitute in the privacy of your own home. You don't have to be pulling out an ad in East Palestine, Ohio, looking for a quick fix, man. Like, I mean, yeah,
what did Denzel saying, Malcolm? That brother's starving.
That brother's starving.
That brother's starving.
But, me and Kevin talk about this all the time. Maybe it was just, guys, we do crazy things at times, man. I guess it was just the excitement of it. I'm doing something wrong, and this is part of it.
I'm doing something wrong in my hometown, and it's very low key. So I'm hoping that nobody else.
And you don't have to worry about them maybe, telling on you or whatever, or maybe bringing some negative press to you. But look, any damn way.
Larry, and this is where persistence
I love the
doesn't
headline,
pay off.
Naughty Niner. That was crazy.
Persistence does not pay off because you said he contacted them 4 times. The first two times nobody answered. You had an out, my brother. But like Dom said, that brother was so starving. He kept on calling. This ain't a sting. This is for me, baby. And guess what? You got caught. That's on you. Boo boo.
Well, the good news is, look, he didn't fight this like we've seen other people that have done it. He took his medicine, played this thing down, paid the fine, in and out. Now we got to figure out, look, whatever they, and I agree with like Pro Football Talk, whatever Roger Goodell thinks they need to do, you might want to double that. If you're thinking 1 or 2 games, you might want to go 4, like to kind of send a message, because we know, but here's the thing, the owners, they're real protective, man. They might say, look, we got to insulate this guys, because what if something happens to one of us? We're the owners. Nothing can happen to us. That's the problem that I have with these oligarchs and some of these owners. Some of them do a lot of great things, but like they always cover themselves, and it's kind of sad there. So,
and I do want to point out that it was not only this situation with Jed, but also there was a situation with Robert Kraft where he was involved in a prostitution ring. Yeah. And then also there was Dan Schneider being involved in a prostitution ring too. So a lot of these owners, I'm not saying all of them, but probably a lot of them too, are going to want for him to not be penalized very harshly, because you don't know what a lot of these people do. Because there was a list where a lot of people
and the Commanders, remember that the incidents with the cheerleaders, how they were abusing them and stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Taking them to islands.
Remember the word, protect women. I'm not going to say anything, but you know what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about, folks. Really? Y'all want to protect women?
And I'm just going to leave some of the same.
It's the rich, powerful men that I'm concerned about. It ain't the trans stuff. I ain't going to get into all that, but here we go. We'll leave that. We'll leave that for another day. But once again, the reports out there that 49ers owner, our guy here, Jed York, arrested on suspicion of engaging in prostitution. That has been pled. He pled no contest to it, paid $1,100 worth of fines, and now facing a couple of misdemeanor charges. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what the punishment will be from the National Football League. Keep an eye on this Matt game. 28-0, still the score. Late stages of the fourth quarter. Our King of the Hill bottom of the 10-quarter screen looks like he's going to go in for another score here. Looks like he's going to win this game here. That third quarter brought to you by good friends at Fine Curate. Will be there Thursday night for ISG basketball. Look at 920 Broadway in Bayonne, New Jersey. Open 5 days a week, Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m. Eastern. You can buy, you can sell, you can trade, and they're always buying. Available in-store and online now. You can check them out on Whatnot. There you can use the promo code as well to save $10. Use ISG10 to save you $10. Look at all those sneakers. They got thousands of pairs of sneakers, thousands of other clothing articles, and streetwear as well. At Fine Curate, you don't only curate your outfits, but they also show you how your fits will look as well. Large selection of sneakers, Jordan, Nike, Adidas, New Balance, Puma, Reebok, you name it, they got it all. And check out my owner there, the owner, Ant-Man, Anthony. Once again, open 5 days a week, Wednesday through Saturday, noon to 8 p.m. Eastern, Sundays, noon to 6 p.m. Eastern, 920 Broadway Avenue, Bayonne, New Jersey. Use promo code ISG10 to get $10 off. More ISG football. We're back after a quick timeout. Welcome back here to ISG Football. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey, on the platforms of FCF Sports, Next Level Sports, NESN Nation Unbeaten Sports Channel, and ESTV. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports. We're the only show, folks, combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Keep an eye on the gaming. It's about to be over. Late stage of the fourth quarter. King for the Hill playing with the Chargers, middle of the screen there. Huskers, they're in the blue jerseys. Our challenger, AJ the Beast, playing with the Rams. He's got a long way to go here. They're in the white jerseys, down 35-0. Week 3 of the NFL preseason. Battle of L.A., Rams at Chargers. Got my guy Dominique, Dafney, former NFL tight end. Top right in the corner of the screen, that is Andrea Richmond. She's a sports reporter in Atlanta. All right, guys, back to the NFL topics here. The NFL, you see this? The Cowboys and Saints. Man, they were going at it with the joint practices here. The NFL has fined the Cowboys and the Saints $500,000, $500,000 a piece for this brawl. This was in Oxnard, California, man. It was crazy. Cowboys defense against the Saints offense out there in California. I want you to, that guy right there, that's WWE Scott Steiner's son, Brock Rechsteiner. So you can tell where he's got the genes, man. He did the German suplex. That is Scott Steiner's son, the WWE Hall of Famer, Brock Rechsteiner. He's a receiver for the Saints. And you saw the helmet go flying as well. You guys jump in here. Yeah, told you, Kevin. Yeah, WWE Scott Steiner's son, Brock Rechsteiner, with the German suplex as well. You guys' thoughts on this, man? Hey, the Cowboys are like, yo, we think this fine's a little too stiff. So Jerry Jones is like, hey, man, we're going to find some of the players, I guess, maybe to pay for this. Like, what the hell's going on here? Your thoughts here on the brawl? It's a pretty nasty one. Pretty good.
Yeah, Dom, have you ever been in these moments? Because I feel like this is a situation in which the unfortunately y'all will get penalized way more than the team will.
Yeah, no, I've said this I don't know how many times now. Can we stop doing joint practices? Can we stop?
They love the joint practices. You know this, Dom. They love the joint practices more than the preseason games.
But like, I'm sure when it started, it was a great idea. You know, you get some reps against guys that that aren't your own team. You know, I'm sure it was great. You get an extra look for the guys who are on the bubble trying to make the roster. But nowadays, it's like the mentality of a joint practice. You already know what it is. It takes one, too hard hit. One guy. The other guy won't let go of your jersey, won't let go. That's all it takes. It takes 1 second. There's a mindset going into joint practices. We all know that, shoot, it won't happen to me. I bet they won't do that to me. So it's like we got to stop this at this point. Like, we know what this is. We're at this point, they're just doing it because they know that the fights are going to happen. You got too many egos. You got too many people getting paid, too much money. You got too many people with the mindset that I ain't no punk, If they swing, if they start it, I'm going to finish it. So it's just like, we just got to stop. That's all I gotta say. Just stop.
A whole bunch of people trying to prove themselves all into a thing and see how they react, huh?
Yeah. But I mean, I like the joint practices. I think you're going to get to a point where they're going to play 18, 19, 20 games, no preseason games, and they're going to they should just charge for the joint practices. Everybody's doing them now, multiple times, 2 or 3 basically a joint practice with every team that you play in the preseason, at least 2 of them, if not all 3 of them. You get more work. They get more out of it, Dom. You know this. Out of the joint practice. Most of the starters in the NFL, I think 19 of the 32 haven't even played as far as the quarterbacks. And why would they?
Fair, but I feel like because this is a camp that they should not be fined. Because if this happened in the game, sure, there's a brawl.
No, it's in the CBA. It's in the CBA. It's in the rules and stuff about conduct.
What's the least amount of money? Because the NFL, like Dom just said, you putting everybody in the pressure cooker, right? And it's already hot. Tensions are flaring. At some point, somebody's going to do something crazy, So don't allow them to set themselves up, or at least don't find them for money when most of these guys are bubble cut players, unfortunately, anyway. Times are hard. Why would you do that?
We've seen some pretty good brawls. We saw the one between the intra-squad between the Bengals and Jamar Chase throwing the helmet. This one was, I think, probably the best one as far as the great video because you saw the helmet being thrown and a German suplex with a former WWE Hall of Famer's son out there. Also, I think Giants and Dolphins was pretty good as well. They got pretty spicy. So, look, I mean, this is what's going to happen. Dom's not wrong when he says, look, the temperature is just, it is what it is. And not only that, you're seeing joint practices lasting, 2-3 days sometimes as well, Dom. I don't know if we're going back though, brother. That's the only part I don't know, but we'll keep an eye on it, man. And once again, some pretty good video here. Cowboys and Saints joint practice out there in Oxnard, California. Both teams fined $500,000, $500,000 each for the role during the brawl there. I think the Madden game is over. King of the Hill gets to win playing with the Chargers over the Rams at fourth quarter. Brought to you by good friends at 902 Brewing Company, 101 Pacific Avenue in Jersey City, a craft brewery there, producing those ales and lagers, about 20 different varieties of ales and lagers. Got handcrafted beers in the best atmosphere, curated good times made right there in Jersey City. They got the spacious tap room. They host a variety of events. And folks, the beautiful thing, they got the rooftop. It overlooks Lower Manhattan, the Hudson River, and also the World Trade Center as well. Check them out online, 902brewing.com. More ISG football. We're back after a quick timeout. Back here on ISG Football, we're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. The only show combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Talking about the latest in the world of the NFL. The gaming is pretty much over. I think there's a few seconds left here. Our gamers were playing with the Rams and the Chargers. Our King of the Hill playing with the Chargers. Gets the win over the Challenger playing with the Rams. Got down Dafney, former NFL tight end, Andrea Richmond. She's a sports reporter in Atlanta. Guys, see this. Look at this video here. This young man here, big kid, Native American, Navajo Nation, got to address the Cowboys at a post-game speech. Had a huge fan base out there in Arizona when they played the Cardinals this past weekend. The crowd was going crazy for him when he got in the game. Listen to his post-game speech and how he broke the team down. Take a listen to this big kid, this Native American. What's his name? I believe it's Shayaz Pete or Shaya Pete. If that Z is silent there, Shayaz Pete, undrafted kid from the University of Kentucky. Take a listen.
Well, that was an incredible win. I am very fortunate to be amongst you and to play in the same field where the same star hold it on our chest. And I'm proud of us. I'm proud of how far we've come. Man, This game, fate, brought us here as strangers, but this game, this star, this team will make us brothers.
Yes.
Cowboys on three! 1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
So good, man. So good. Fate brought us here as strangers, but this game, this team, this star made us brothers. Oh,
Put me
my
in the game,
gosh,
coach.
man.
Put me in the game, coach. I'm ready.
That's a
Let's
bar.
go.
That's a freaking bar, man. Once
Yeah.
again, shy-ass Pete, man, undrafted. I think he's from Montana, Navajo Nation, first Navajo Nation member, a Native American from the Navajo Nation, to play in an NFL game or be on an NFL team there. When I drafted from University of Kentucky, I think he's 6'9", like 310 pounds. Man, he's probably not going to make the team, but Dom, is there any way, man, we can get him on somebody's roster, bro? This is awesome.
They're going to find a way. I mean, just a guy that size that brings that much energy, the story. You know, nowadays the NFL loves a good story. So it's like that's a guy who obviously he has a nation behind him, but obviously, you know, the team, you know, is behind him as well. So that's a guy you want in the locker room that you can, you know, you can get that energy from. You'll hear this speech 1,000 times this season. I guarantee all the motivational speakers coming up in the future will be using this in the future. So he better make sure, you know, it gets a little pretty penny when anybody uses this. But I love it. I love when they use the off season and preseason to, you know, really build guys up, to really tell the story behind. They always talk about what's behind the helmet, but use this moment to tell stories and to, you know, shed the light on guys that don't really get that much light shed on themselves. So I mean, this was awesome. Obviously, this was a Denzel level speech. You know, King Kong ain't got nothing
Training
on me, you know, so I loved it. It sent chill through my spine and made me almost grab my helmet and run outside a little bit, but I just loved every bit of it.
You mean you're not going to grab that helmet that's got that viper in it, that snake in it, not that helmet. The other helmet.
Yeah, I told you how I feel about snakes. Let that go.
Andrew, your thoughts there, man.
Oh,
we came
man.
here as strangers.
I've never played a down and full. Give me a helmet. I don't even like contact. Go ahead.
I got a couple.
Give me a helmet. Let's go.
I got one for
Whenever you got
everybody.
them. Come on. Let's
I
go.
got
I'm
one for
ready to go.
everybody.
Let's run through all together. This is great. We just talked about the fine line between like truly terrible and horrible speeches versus something like this that inspires you. Even if you aren't in that locker room, you're still inspired. But I love the fact that he's like, we've grown so much. It's a training camp through OTA, through minicamp. You know, there's a lot of growth that happens between people in just those couple months. So I love that he's bringing it all together and saying, hey, we're all here. We went through trials and tribulations, but we have one purpose, one goal, and that's what sports is about, man. We sleep on how much Native people
One
love
heartbeat.
sports, but Red Ball is real, and he's that guy because of the speech, man.
And
I
everybody
can't
was
even-
yelling, Pete,
I have no words.
Pete. I was like, it was very understated. You know, he's a gentle giant, quiet kid, but man, words are just like very powerful when he speaks to them, man. So shout out to Shayez Pete, undrafted rookie. I think he's from Montana, but played at the University of Kentucky there, 6'9", 310 pounds. Shout out to him. Came together, man, as strangers, man, but we're living as brothers, man. That was some very, very powerful stuff. Real quickly, guys, got about a minute to go here. Y'all see this? How about the Ravens? Their head coach, Jesse Minter, rapping Eminem, Lose Yourself. Had the whole place going crazy there, man. You got thoughts. You guys can jump in on it. I think it's pretty good. He's talking about bonding. This is a good way to show that your player's coached on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, after the April, you got OTAs, and then you go to phase
Rookie
1,
OTAs,
2, 3.
2, 3,
And then you get to mini camp, and then you got
Mini-camp.
one more phase, and then you got long camp. So it's like, these are the moments that you need, you know, to kind of loosen up. You know, camp is stressful. It's a 24/7 job. You're constantly thinking about if you're going to make the team. You're constantly thinking about, you know, where am I at on the depth chart? You know, it's nice to just have an evening where we all get to be boys, where we all just get to be, you know, men and just hang out and you know, sing the Caucasian man's dream and nightmare. You know, they love love this song. So it's like,
Got Cajun.
and it's one of them ones, so I can't argue. But it's just you always love to get a chance to bond and really see who people are outside of the building, get to hang out and get to meet guys who you'll create lifelong
Step
friends.
back to reality. Oops, there goes
Exactly.
gravity. Oops,
I'm
there
telling
goes
you.
gravity.
You guys
Andrew, you
go
got
to
about 30 seconds. You gotta
karaoke.
go.
That's a white boy classic, okay? That's my only thing. That's a white boy classic.
That's
So
a
you
hell of
can
a
see
song.
he was in it.
It's a hell of a song.
He lost himself, okay?
Did you see what KOC, Kevin O'Connell, basically said? It's like, hey, man, we have rookies up here singing. Might need you or whatever, man. So he kind of busted his chops there a little bit because I think the Ravens played the Vikings in preseason here last week. So that was pretty cool there. Once again, Jesse Mitchell, the Ravens coach, rapping with his team to Eminem's Lose Yourself. All right, we're going to wrap this thing up. Speaking of rapping, let's go ahead and bring in our King of the Hill. Huskers gets the win. They're playing with the Chargers. Huskers, this is a nice little cakewalk for you, man. How'd you get it done real quickly?
I played great defense. That's the thing I love about Madden 27 is you can just play good defense and actually stop people compared to some of the past games. So just got to stop.
I think you got all the stops. Did he score? I don't think so. It was a shutout, right? Was it 35-0? Is that what the score was?
Yep.
Right. Good win by you, man. We'll see you next week. You guys want to be like Huskers or, AJ the Beast or any of these other players, man, you can join us now all online, ages 13 up and win cash and other prizes. Weekly King of the Hill format. You can join us now, theisgshow.com/Madden, theisgshow.com/Madden. Well, we got swag. There it is right there. Exclusively. Get it at theisgshow.com/shop, theisgshow.com/shop. Hoodies, long sleeve tees, and tees as well. T-shirts going for $29.99. Make sure you get yours today. Post-game show brought to you by good friends right here, Uno Pizza and Grill. Located in Clifton, New Jersey. Invented deep dish in 1943. 100 locations in 20 states. They serve more than pizza. Got steaks, pasta, seafood, burgers, and more. Craft beers, great cocktails, and vegetarian dishes. Check them out online, unos.com. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here, guys. For our King of the Hill, Huskers in Omaha. We'll see him next week. Andrew Richmond picks up 8 ounces in the A-Town. And this is my guy, Dom Dafney, and his dad watching us here on TV. Good to see Dom Dafney down there in my hometown of Nashville, Tennessee, in Cashville. Literally, CBS Sports. Thanks for watching here on the platforms of FTF Sports, Next Level Sports, NESN Nation, Unbeaten Sports Channel, and ESTV. Thanks for watching. Next week is an off week. And guys, we're less than 2 weeks away from the opening of the season. Patriots at Seahawks. Rematch to Super Bowl 60. Enjoy your week, guys. Bye-bye.